Hey everyone, welcome to Tabletop Union. I'm Steve, and just wanted to do a quick unboxing of this kit I just got in the mail. It's from Forgeworld, so overpriced, but you know, whatever. It's a Saar Champion with Cyberachnids, and I'm pretty excited about this one. It's just a really good looking model. It comes equipped with a lascannon, so I don't know how often I've actually used that in the game, but it looks pretty badass. And yeah, it's just a boring Forgeworld box. So we've got some instructions. Zoom out a bit for that. So hopefully that's showing up pretty good. Like I said, it's just a great looking model. And the Cyberachnids are also cool looking and also not bad in the game. So win-win. It comes with what I understand is the standard Forgeworld pamphlet. It's the guide to building resin model kits. It usually has like a initials or something was checked by, but here's just got the date, so 24th of March 2022. That's like 9 months ago. A bit under. And yeah, so working with resin is a lot different than working with plastic. You're going to have to first of all wash the pieces, because they'll be covered in release agent, which if you try and paint over it, the paint won't adhere to the model very well, so you gotta soak them in warm soapy water, not hot, because also resin can bend when heated, either through hot water or a hairdryer, and sometimes that's necessary because you can get some bent, wonky parts occasionally. Also, if you're doing any filing or sawing of them, you should wear some kind of mask to protect yourself from breathing in the resin particles. That's not good. And yeah, yeah. So I won't go into that much more. You get them like with most of your kits, I think. So these are the instructions. So like I said, this is the lascannon here. It looks like just like one piece with this smaller piece just added on. Then they want you to build the legs to the sort of material on the base, and unlike the plastic Saar, which I'm actually in the process of building right now, this is a lot less parts, so hopefully it'll go in a little better. Oh, it's also got a spare shoulder pad in case you don't want to use this arm. You'd have to use a plastic arm because it only comes with the 2 arms, but still nice that they have that in there. And then it's got the arachnids, so they're close to the same number of parts as the Saar itself. These look like they'll be a little more fiddly, but each one is different, so neat. And now the actual kit. It has been a long time since I've gotten any model with packing foam in it. This is a fun, handy little tool to have for some painting techniques. Move these. Let's get some flash stuck to these. I'll just take this out. It keeps wanting to close. So we got 4 bases. Looks like 3 32s and a 25. So these will be for the spiders, and then this for the champion. And wow, so these are my first Forgeworld models that I've opened. And so this is all new to me. It's yeah, it does have a bit of an oily feeling to it from the release agent. So let's see how well that's showing up. This is the lascannon. Some pretty nice detail on it. I'm not seeing any huge problems. Bit of cleanup back there needs to be done. But otherwise, pretty good. Let's see, let's find more of him. So this is the part of the basing material and his tabard metal loincloth thing. And so much of this is spider. There we've got feet. It's really cool. They're like heavy duty boots with like little spikes that clamp into the ground to give them support against the recoil of the lascannon, I guess. Nice little details. Here's his body. I guess it came off the... I'm not sure which of these pieces it came off of. I don't know how, if it's supposed to be like this at the knee there or what. Otherwise, it's some pretty good detail. Let me just look at the instructions real quick. See what the... Okay, so looks like I may need to do a bit of cleanup there. Like that pointy bit shouldn't be there, but otherwise I guess it's all right. Still don't know where it came off of. And here we got, there's the head and the shoulders. And this is the little strut that goes onto the lascannon. Cool. Oh, and here we have his braid thing, which is going to have a little something I got to snip off carefully there. And then the other arm. Really nice detail. In some ways, it's like it's going to be easier to work with than the plastic just because there's not a lot of mold lines. And it looks like a pretty good cast. I know sometimes they can be bad. There's like slippage and it'll be basically like unworkable. Okay, so this may have come off here, so this is the thorax of one of the spiders, I guess. And then this is, I think, the main body, and then the head sits on here. Yeah, here's another one like that. Like this little bundle of sensors here. They're able to shoot a web gun, this like a web weapon, and this looks kind of like the tip of a web gun. So there you go. There's another one. This time just no legs or anything on here. We got a bunch of sprues that are legs. And there's a little face. I really hope this is showing up. Got some more legs here. Here's some legs and a face. It's going to require a lot of cleanup to get rid of the flash or whatever. It's very thin, like very, very thin material is just left between the pieces. And there we got, looks like a head and a butt. And a couple pincers. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm gonna have to give these a bath, snip them off, clean them up, and try putting them together. And hopefully I will be back to show you how they turned out. Okay. And we're back. So I've built the Champion and Carapace armor with Cyberachnids. Just wanted to talk about how that went, since it was my first Forgeworld models that I built. There was good things, there was bad things. First, let's look at the man himself. He went together pretty well. In the instructions, it said to glue the two legs together, and I don't know why, but I was not seeing how these pieces were supposed to fit together at the bottom here. It just wasn't clicking for me. So I glued this to the body first, and then when I put this leg on, I'm like, oh, that's how it's supposed to go. So I struggled a bit with that. It's not perfectly fitted together, but it's definitely good enough. Otherwise, there was no issues at all. Went together just great. You have to use super glue, of course. No plastic glue here because it's a resin. And yeah, I really like how he looks. It's a very sort of dynamic, casual kind of badass pose going on. Dynamic but casual. That was great. Like how the braid, it doesn't completely, it's not even, actually I guess this is a problem, it's not even completely attached to the back of his collar, but then on the inside, it's supposed to be attached, and then the helm on the inside, there's like some tubes running back to the collar. So instead of it being directly attached to the back of his head, it's actually attached to the collar, which I think is a neat sort of difference from the carapace armor. So yeah, pretty happy with him. Now on to some of the most frustrating models I put together. These are the Cyberachnids. I don't have them glued to a base yet. These are just sitting on some poster tack. These, I just really screwed up, I guess. If you look at the instructions, you have Cyberachnid 1, 2, and 3. Now, the gates that the pieces were attached to had a 1, 2, or 3 on them. So I figured all the 1s go together, all the 2s go together, and all the 3s go together, and I thought that was how I built it. But they did not match up very well to what's here. So mine look a little weird, but you know, they're cybernetic spiders from the future, so they're allowed to look weird, I think. Anyways, they're very fiddly. You want to do a lot of sort of making the holes that the legs fit in a little wider. I shaved down the pegs a bit so they fit in a little better. It went so poorly. The detail's nice. There's some cleanup required. Yeah, that's one. I'm going to put my hand behind it. Hopefully you can see it. So that's sort of an attack pose. And there is this one. Sort of a, do I want to attack pose? He's a little unsure of himself. These side legs are just sculpted together, so they're always sort of connected to each other. And on 2 of the 3, these back legs are part of the thorax. That's also, like, I'm sure some of you might have been yelling at me when I said that this was the thorax. It of course isn't. I'm a dummy dum-dum. I knew it wasn't the thorax, it's the abdomen, but for some reason thorax just popped in my head, and yeah, this is me apologizing and correcting. So abdomen and thorax. Thorax is the body. Sort of like what would be his chest area, I guess. So there's that one. And this one, who isn't going to attack, but he's got his butt curled underneath him, ready to spray. Not sure the angles are right. This is, you know, part of the problem I had with building them, and I guess mixing up the legs somewhere. But, you know, like I said, I'm not going to be using these in every gang, and they're small, and actually I guess the base they're supposed to be on is bigger. These are just temporary, but I don't think it's going to be a big problem. I'll still be able to paint them how I like. That's the reason they're not glued down, is because I'm going to want to be able to get to the underside of them. And yeah, that's them. Overall, I'm glad I got the kit. I wish I'd done a better job of putting together the spiders. And I probably won't be getting any more spiders to try again because I don't really need another one of these guys. And converting it into like a different heavy weapon isn't really too possible because it's like just all one big chunk. And I'd have to do a lot of cutting and filing and gap filling and stuff. And that's just beyond me. I guess I could use the plastic arm with different heavy weapons. That's a possibility. But then again, this is expensive and I'm not sure it's worth it just so I can have some more of these spiders to play around with. We'll see. Maybe I'll get really into Saar and really like the spiders. I don't know about that. And decide, hey, I need more. But in the meantime, there's many other Forgeworld models I would like to get. So yeah, I'd like to get all the different non-character ones, I guess, first. You got like lookouts and rogue dogs, and also specific gangers like this guy, or the 3 Orlok women kit. Spoiler alert, I've actually already bought most of those. Those will be coming. And yeah, Forgeworld is definitely a luxury. It is overpriced. It is different to work with. In some ways, it's worse to work with, having to clean it up and things being a little more brittle. But also, in some ways, it's better because fewer parts, things go together a bit quicker, unless they're little demon spiders that from hell just are a real pain in the ass. Anyways, gone on long enough with that. Hope this gave you a good idea of what the kit's like, and you can feel free to laugh at me in the comments about how poorly I handled the spiders. I won't take it personally because I'm already beating myself up about it. Anyways, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.